Welcome to Engine Adventures. Today we've got the 2020 Chrysler Pacifica plug-in hybrid. It's been a long time since I've driven a minivan, so this review might be a little different. We're not taking this thing off-road, not doing the traction control test review on it, but we are going to talk about some other things with it, and I've been really impressed with how it drives. Like I said, it's been a long time since I've driven a new minivan, and I've never liked how any of them drive, but this one actually does really well. And I think that hybrid motor, electric motor, helps quite a bit. So if you push on the gas just a little bit too hard, it's easy to chirp the tires. This one is front wheel drive only. They do make this van as an all-wheel drive, but this hybrid model has a big battery in the back, 16 kilowatt hour battery, I believe is what it was, 16 or 18. Anyway, that takes up a lot of that space for the all-wheel drive system, so they can't do the all-wheel drive with this setup, but it has about 32 miles of range, and the plug's right here at the front, so you're not going to miss it. It has 32 miles of range, and when I was driving on the freeway, most of my commute to work's on the freeway. It's about 17 miles, and like 15 miles of it is on the freeway. I was able to still make it to work, no problem. This is the limited trim, has a base price of $45,845, and then with just a few options and the destination charge, the MSRP of this particular one is $50,230. And basically those extras on here, extra packages, are the Advanced Safety Tech group, which has the 360-degree cameras. You can see under the mirrors, and then I'm not sure, there it is right there in the front, and on the back, of course. So you have the surround view, adaptive cruise control, which is that bottom camera. A lot of them are mounting them up here, and I'm sure there are still some sensors there behind the glass, but anyway, a bunch of other stuff too. Rain sensitive washers, advanced brake assist, automatic high beam headlamp control, and then this one also has the tri-pane panoramic roof. So it does list a couple of things as no charge: the Uconnect Theater, which has Blu-ray and DVD player and headphones, and we'll get into all that and when we get inside of it. And then also the 20 speaker Harman Kardon sound, it claims is no charge. So let's climb in real quick. And I'm sitting fairly upright. You can see like my knees are close to 90-degree angle, and that's more comfortable for a lot of people. It's actually easier to get in and out and to sit in it, climb back out of it, no problem. It does have this meter. You can see the battery is the light blue, the engine's the dark blue. My whole commute to work, it was just light blue. Shows you how much energy you're generating or using. And this is the efficiency coach. That'll turn green and just shows you where you are. If you're up in the middle, then you're kind of coasting. The further right you are, the more energy you're using. And the further left you are, the more brakes you have. So I found one of our culprits. They kept distracting me earlier, but there goes a little skunk. All sorts of animals out today. And then on the left, you always have kind of the similar thing too. It's showing how much you're using versus how much you are generating. And with a full tank of gas and full charge, this thing has a little over 500 miles of range. I'm going to try and charge it at work and see if I can make it home, and I can charge it at home and have enough so that I can commute to work and back without using any gas. So you can see right now I'm averaging about 40 miles per gallon on the gas mode. So that's with the engine on, it's been averaging about 40 miles per gallon, which is pretty good. I'm not sure, that actually might be combined, because I think I was at like 31 this morning, and the battery was at 1% when they dropped it off, and then I charged it last night and the day before, I guess, and So I didn't use hardly any gas this morning. So that must be what that is. It's about 30 miles per gallon without the electric, you know, without charging the battery. If you plug in the battery to charge it, you can get, I mean, basically infinite MPG as long as you're driving less than 30 miles in between charges. Basically, I think it's 32, 33 miles you can get out of it. Easy to use. These all control that screen right there. The voice stuff on the back of the steering wheel. It's like any other Chrysler product, and one of my favorite systems right there is to change your audio up one station, down one station, and there's to go through the presets. There are some people who like to scroll through their presets more often than I do, and so having the single direction preset is a little bit of an issue. They would rather have those up and down buttons go through the presets. On this side, volume up and down, and then that one changes your source, like your Sirius XM or CD, or there's no CD player in here, but anyway, or FM radio, AM radio, whatever. Interesting spot for this, which is right next to this. Be careful when you're adjusting your volume that you're not shifting into park while you're driving down the freeway. I doubt it would let you do it. It might. I don't know. And same with this button here. If you're going to hit your climate control off, don't accidentally hit your parking brake. I don't know why they put those there. I think they should have seen if they could design it to go up here. That's just too close. I've never had a problem with these shifters, but I've never had it sit that close to the other controls. And same with the parking brake. Usually this parking brake is on the left side, down, you know, where they used to be. But lately, a lot of vehicles are having them in different locations because they're electronic. The screen's pretty clear. I don't know how to pull up the cameras. Let's pull those up real quick. And I mean, the climate control, it does have heated and ventilated seats up front, heated steering wheel. There's the surround view current camera. I cannot talk, I'm sorry. And it's weird that was in the controls. Oh, okay, they're separate. So the climate controls, and then there's another one that's just controls. It's in there. Okay. Anyway, you can adjust through all these views, but the cameras are decent quality. They're much better than some that I've seen, but overall not bad. Good enough for what it is. It's not an off-roader or anything. It does have the lane keep assist, adaptive cruise control, all that stuff. Those are the parking sensors. This is for it to park for you. I haven't tried that in this car. I have tried it in others and had like a 30% success rate. So just your normal climate control. I do like your audio buttons. You can scroll through it, of course, and then your climate control. You have physical buttons for all that, so it's easy to get to. Down here, auxiliary port and USB, and then there is another USB right there, and the Blu-ray disc player, and then a coin jar, and extra storage, and down below a couple more charging ports, and an open storage space there. Up here, you just have the 2 cup holders, and of course in the door there's kind of a cup holder there, extra little slots. To pop your fuel door right here. Sometimes I forget about that because I don't fuel these up very often, as I don't drive more than 500 miles most weeks. So back for the second row, this slides out from underneath the center console. And it seems like the center console is like kind of small. Doesn't go back very far. It has, the seats have their own armrests, so you don't need the center console for that. They probably could have made it a little bigger and still been just fine. Fairly small glove box. There's actually some papers stuck behind there. All right. So let's check out that first. This does have the 3-pane sunroof, so this front section opens. The other 2 are just glass, which is no problem. My sunglasses might fit. I don't think they fit. And they do. So my Tifosi jets fit in there, which is actually pretty easy. Over here, this is to control the sunroof. This is to control the shade. Left side or driver's side door, passenger side door, both. And you can turn it off. That's all that does. It just makes it so you can't open them. The rear hatch, and then of course the lights. And it has the home link or whatever there. So I'm wondering, I'm sure on the lower trims you can get it without this in there, because I've seen other minivans, other Pacificas, where you can just climb through all the way through the vehicle. Of course, all this stuff has power. You can open the doors from the key fob, which is a monster of a key fob. I don't know why Chrysler likes doing such large, or Fiat Chrysler likes doing such large key fobs. Same thing, the Ram trucks and Jeep Wrangler, they all have huge key fobs. Plenty of space back here. That's my driving position. Clearly a lot of space right here. You can open the door and just pull the handle back. It automatically opens it. Hit the button, it automatically opens it. Full window there. Nice big window. And a cup holder here. Like I said, there's two in that front center console. But the big thing back here is this screen. So when the car's on, screen's on, you've got a remote on each side and headphones for each side. So I think you can, you can play some games with it. Oh, it's even a touch screen. So this part right here, if I move my thumb around, you can see that mouse scrolling. And of course, HDMI import. You can play separate things on these two screens, or you can play it from the Blu-ray player up front. And let's go ahead and climb in the back. So I had room to slide forward there, and I still have enough room here. So, and headroom too. I don't have a ton, but there's enough there. I'm not gonna hit my head or anything. And it does have this sunroof there, and sunshades, all three. So you can see that one, or sorry, two, both back rows. So the middle row and the back row, there we go. Both have sunshades. And this side, I don't know, there must be some more stuff over here, because there's just the one cup holder and kind of a handle there, and then two cup holders and a handle and a USB on that side. No USB on this side, so you can only charge one device in the third row. The second row, you've got the ones next to the screen. But yeah, good amount of space in here. This is the charging cable that it comes with. So you just plug it into a normal wall outlet right there. And then the other end, of course, plugs into the car, into the van. And then it shows you kind of what it's doing. This one will be charging. For me, it flashed red and green after it got to 75% charge, which would be enough for me. So I think if you don't charge it to 100%, the battery lasts longer. So if you're charging to 75%, typically it'll make your battery life be a lot more. So I believe that's why they do that. I'm not 100% sure on that, or if it was just a fluke for me where it happened to stop at that 75. Let's take a look in the back real quick. Back here, there's quite a bit of storage space. So the normal load floor is like right there. So all this extra storage space, that's pretty deep. You can fit quite a bit of stuff in there. And then over here, this is the spare tire. It's kind of the emergency section, I guess. Since there is no spare tire, this is your spare tire. It's got the inflator, and it also has the gel stuff, whatever you put in there. The fuel fill, because it is a capless fuel fill, so to get past those two flaps. And then that's the open the fuel door if you can't. And then under here is your 12-volt battery, which is tiny because it doesn't need to be that big. So with the hybrid stuff, you don't need a big 12-volt battery. That's to close the rear hatch. You have just that little 12-volt there. And let me put these Seat belts in. Okay, and to fold this, you pull this little lever right here. And so there, before I fold it, there are child seat anchors. So you can fit, you know, the car seats obviously in those two have the anchors. And then back here, you can actually fit 2 more car seats pretty easily. So you could have up to 4 car seats in here. So pull that lever, the headrest folds automatically, and then you just tilt the seat back. And there you go. So the fairly flat load floor, and same thing here. And then those seats up there are removable as well. We'll pull this lever. So they do have like the tilt and slide thing to get in the back. I actually didn't even notice that till right now. 115 volt outlet there. It's almost just as easy. This seat is a little bit further back and lean back, but it's almost just as easy to climb through to get to the back. There's also, let me slide that seat forward. So you can take these seats out entirely. So you fold this down, and then there's this lever here. Sorry, this strap. Pull that strap, and let me see if I can get the camera to stand up. And I don't know if that's gonna happen. So anyway, it takes kind of 2 hands. Sorry, once I get it started. Okay, so you pull that strap, and then you can tilt the seat forward. And once you tilt it forward, there's no handle or anything, which is frustrating, but then you slide it backwards, tilt it forward, slide it back, and then that seat will come out entirely. You can see how much room there is there. Let's go ahead and get back here and take a measurement. So the width back here is just over 4 feet. So you can see that 4 feet, and that's the skinniest point. It gets wider as you go, and then 8 feet. So how useful is a minivan? You can haul a ton of people easily. Well, in this case, 7 people, really quite easily. You can fit 4x8 sheets of plywood, whatever, sheetrock, anything else you need to haul. Fit those in there pretty easily. Anything over 8 feet, you can't open the window separately, so you can't have anything sticking out the back. So 8 feet is kind of where your limit is, more or less. And say you're going camping, you've got a family of 4, you can put 4 or 5 even. So you can put 2 kids here in this back row, leave the back row up, take the middle row out, and then when you get to your campsite, fold your seats down, and you could throw an air mattress in there. A single would fit pretty easily, or just throw a bunch of blankets down for padding, and you could sleep back here with, I mean, if you had a young family, all 4 of you could probably fit, but at least, you know, 2 people could fit in here and 2 people in the tent, no problem. It's quite useful, all this space. So minivans, for their exterior size, most likely, in my opinion at least, are the most useful. And in the case of this one, of course, it's the plug-in hybrid. It's super efficient. 30 miles per gallon is pretty darn good for something this size. And having that kind of capacity space, they're just super efficient on design and space. So much room in these things, and not terrible to drive as I expected. Let's go take a look under the hood. Something interesting. So when I was in, I had it turned on, but because it was the hybrid, the gasoline engine wasn't on. As soon as I popped the hood, it started the gasoline engine. Interesting, that way you can check, I don't know, transmission fluid or something while it's running. Whatever you need to check while it's running, you have access to that. It's kind of cool. All right, so spinning the tires, no problem. That was full throttle. 60. So pretty quick 0 to 60 time. I heard the gas engine kick on, so that was not full electric mode. That included the gas mode. Decently easy to work on. I mean, you can see your coil packs right there. I don't know if there's actually enough room to get them out, but for a transverse mounted engine, that's not too bad to get in there and get those out. These ones, looks like you have to move some of the wiring and stuff, maybe even that intake manifold, but or at least this portion of it, not the whole manifold. Anyway, it's not bad. Thanks for watching Engine Adventures review of the 2020 Chrysler Pacifica plug-in hybrid. This is one of 2 vehicles that Chrysler makes, Chrysler 300 and this. Minivans are definitely the most efficient space-wise, and this one, really efficient as far as fuel usage too, being a plug-in hybrid. Anyway, if you liked what you saw, be sure to subscribe, hit the bell so you get notifications. I do post a new video every week and additional videos in between on occasion. So every Saturday there should be a new video up, and then occasionally on a Wednesday. And if you didn't like what you saw, or if you gave me a thumbs down, be sure to comment down below. I want to know why. If you have ideas on what you want to see, or if there's certain aspects of a vehicle you want to see, let me know, and I'll be sure to try and include those if they become popular enough. So thank you. Have a great day.